Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafting with Jeanine. Today I'm going to show you how to make this. Naming these bows is really hard, so I'm just going to go ahead and call it a ribbon boutique bow. And I will probably have a line of bows that are all similar in name, but they all look different because naming them is just really hard. So anyway, this is the ribbon boutique bow we're going to make today. And it is super cute and relatively easy to do. We're going to go ahead and get started. So what you're going to need is 4 pieces of 1.5 ribbon or 4 centimeter wide ribbon in whatever corresponding colors or patterns or whatever you want. I did this one in 2 solids and this one I'm going to do in prints to show you that print you got to pay attention just a little bit more. But those you need them cut to 10 inches long. You need 4 of them. And then you're going to need 3 pieces cut to 6 inches long. And we'll do those in a little bit. Okay, so for this, what we're going to do is we're going to stack our print on top of our solid. And then one thing I like to do is, and it just keeps when I'm doing stacked ones together, is I'm going to heat this edge right here. And it just kind of creates a seal to hold the 2 pieces together. I'm going to do that on both sides. So there's one. And then we're going to stack this one and we're going to do the same thing. Just heating it just to create a bond. Okay. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to take them and we're going to fold them in half. And then I've got my little mini iron here. And I'm just going to iron a crease right there on both sides. If you don't have an iron, it is okay. You don't need it. I just like to use it. You can take your lighter and just go a few passes over it. And it heats and it works the same way. And it gives you that crease. So, what we're going to do is you're going to want your print face down. And when you do it, when you flip it over, it should, if you have a pattern like mine here, where it's definitive what the top and the bottom is, you want it, when you're looking at it, you want it to be upside down when you flip it over. So that when you go to make it, everything is right side up. So that's one definite trick. So what we're going to do is, like mine, is when I'm looking at it, it's upside down. So we're going to take this side and we're going to fold down this way right at that crease. And we're going to take this side and fold it over just like that. So we have this. So this one is going to come up and this one is going to come back. So our left side goes up, or let me do that for you a little bit easier. The bottom piece is going to go like that, and the top piece is going to go like that. So this is what you have looking at you. Right now we're looking at the back of it. So I'm just going to stack them, get them all stacked together, and then I'm going to come through and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is down. And then 6 comes up through all of it, just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just like that. And we're going to pull everything tight. Put it all super tight so that we look like this. And I'm going to feed my needle through all my layers. So this is what I have. And I'm just going to throw a knot in the back here just to secure it. Give a snip. And that's one side. Now we're going to do the other side. Same thing. Make sure we're upside down. And then this time we're going to start with this side. And we're going to fold it over and like this. So that now you're reversed. The reason why we reverse it is so that when we turn them, everything, it gives us this angle. So now I'm going to take my one on the bottom. And it goes over the top. And my one on the top now goes behind. So we look at this. Once again, we're looking at the back of the bow or the piece. And we're just going to do the same thing. This side's going to be a little bit different because of it's the opposite. Just like that. And my knot came out. So let's grab a little clip so I can re-knot my needle. Okay. Let's try this again. I'm getting hung up. And then we're going to come up through all of them. And then finish off the side. I'm going to snip this little excess taily off. And do the same thing. I'll pull everything tight. Make sure we're all lined up. And then I'm going to feed my needles back through everything. Pull it tight and throw a knot. Do another one. That one doesn't seem tight enough to me. And then we snip and knot our thread again. Okay. So now we have this. So now this is one step that just I like to do. It is not a necessary step if you do not have a wood burner to do this with, but I take the barrel or the edge of my wood burner and just flatten those edges off. And then I just put a little bit of glue right here. And meet the two pieces up and hold it in place for a few. I'm just holding it steady just to make sure that the glue bonds and it doesn't pop apart. So there's that step. Now we're going to set that off to the side and we're going to do our spikes. So for my spikes, what I do is I take them and I fold them in half and I crease them. Once again, whatever crease method you use, whether it be little iron like this or a lighter, whatever works best for you. I just picked my little iron up at Walmart. You can get them at Walmart, Michael's, Joann's. I believe Hobby Lobby might have them, but I hadn't really noticed. So now that we have that, so then what we're going to do is we're going to fold them in half this way. And we're going to come back through. And we're going to cut our V for our spike. Just sealing. Remember, everything gets heat sealed. Okay. Get rid of our trash. So now what we're going to do for this is, the way to make my spikes for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to meet my 2 creases up there, and I'm going to take this print one, and I'm going to make sure this edge is met up with the inner point of the V here. And then I'm just going to take a pin as a holder and just put that there. And then we're just going to take this other one and put it up behind it. So like when I'm doing a print and a solid like this, I'll do 2 solids and the print on top. It actually looks really cool together. I like the way it looks. So then just did the same thing there. And hold it in place with a pin. And then we're just going to start sewing. I try to make sure that everything ends up evenly as I'm doing it. That's why I flipped it over. And I just sewed right across my creases. So I know I'm right in the middle. Then I take my pins out. And I just cinch everything all together. And I start wrapping. Making sure it doesn't get too manipulated as I'm doing this. Pull it tight and wrap, and then I'm just going to throw a knot in the back. We snip. And there we have our spikes. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it on top. Push that in. And just take some 3/8 inch ribbon and wrap the center. And I always go around twice. Something I like to do. Kind of makes it more secure. I snip, I seal, and I glue. And then I'm going to add a clip. I don't normally, usually what I do is I'll make a bunch of bows. And then I'll have them off to the side. And then when it's time to clip them, I will just line a whole bunch of clips. But today I'm going to do one with you. So this is just a little scrap piece. What I do is I cut it to 4.5 inches. I can hold it steady. 4.5 inches is what I cut it. And then I just use these little alligator clips I get at Sally's. 100 of them for $7. Not a bad price. And then I like my glue gun with my chisel tip for this, because it puts a wide flat line but not a overdoing it amount of glue. And then I just take my clip right there, and then a little more glue right over the top. Take this. I'm just wiping off the glue that seeps out the sides, just to keep it neat. And then some glue right here. And then I push in. Some will just let it go straight across, but I like it like this. I think it's a cleaner look. Just push everything together. And then my little non-slip grip. I do have a video showing how I make these non-slip grips. So if you want to go check that one out, I will link that one in the description below for you guys on how I line my clips. Just put a little bit of glue there, and then just push that in. I put these non-slips on all my bows. Parents like it. It's harder for the child to pull it out of their hair, and they don't just fall out. So there's that. And then I do all my bows so that they go in from the right, because I'm right-handed. So when I do it like that, like this one, if I'm going to go this way, I flip it over like that. And then I just take my clip, put some glue, and hold it in place for a second. Now I don't wrap mine because I put the non-slip grips, but I have never had an issue with my clips just coming off my bows. Like, I'm like really pulling on that. I mean, the only time I would say that one of my clips slipped off a bow was my daughter had left one in the truck in the middle of summer, and the heat heated up the glue, and then it separated. But that's the only time. Other than that, mine do not pop off. Like you can see, I'm really pulling on this. If I pull any harder, I'll actually bend the clip. And then I just let them sit and dry. And then I put them away in my storage totes to get ready for my next show. So, there you have it. What I'm going to call is a ribbon boutique bow. If you guys can think of other names, let me know. Right now, I'm going to be doing a bunch that are going to be called ribbon boutique bows, because these names and naming them is, to me, it's really impossible to get a name. So, but there you have it. And these were done with 1.5 inch ribbon. Keep an eye out for a video for the 7/8 inch ribbon. I like to do those ones as a clippy set, so they're really super cute. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to hit a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will leave in the description below, like always, the measurements that I used and a link to my Facebook page where you can come and show me pictures of work that you have done, ask me questions, request videos, anything at all. There's also a group under the same name, Crafting with Jeanine. Great group of ladies there. If I can't answer a question, they get to it. So please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, and happy crafting.